What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing good. Listen, I don't make these videos to disrespect any woman, right? It might seem that way. It might be an unintended consequence for which, listen, it is what it is. But it's not my intention to get up here and just try to disrespect women, right? But I'm trying to educate men as to what's going on, particularly younger men, 20s, 30s. But I know that a lot of older people are listening to me. And this woman that you see on the screen right here, it's hard for me to tell, but she's probably in her 40s, 41, 42, something like that. Late 30s, early 40s. And we're going to hear her talk about what she's done and doing in the dating market. And this is the warning that I'm giving to men. Again, this isn't about her, but it's about understanding where she is and where her mentality is at and where she's coming from. So we're going to back it up here and we're going to play it so you guys can hear it.
So cute. There was one guy that I dated who was so nice, so cute, took me on the best dates, so fun. Like, we had fun. Every single day we had fun. But I did not feel emotionally connected to him. Like, I didn't feel, and it wasn't even that I wasn't attracted to him, because he was an attractive guy, but there was just something lacking, and I was able to recognize it quickly. I was able to recognize it quickly. And instead of being like, oh, but he's so nice. He's such a nice guy. He treats me so nice. He has money. I don't have to worry about anything with him. This is what we do as women. We talk ourselves in to situations that we genuinely don't want to be in, because there's almost like a guilt that you feel when someone's nice to you and treats you great, but you don't feel connected with them, to them in a romantic way. Like, as a friend, we could be friends all day, but I just wasn't feeling it. So I had to, tell him, that that's how I felt, because I wanted to be honest, and I felt like, he kind of wanted to push things along, and it wasn't fair.
Okay, so we heard this lady talk, and listen, again, I don't make these videos to dump on the ladies. I'm not making this to try to make anyone look bad. This is a lady who is whatever, she's living her truth, and it's not my intention to tell women not to live the truth or to change your ways. My message is to the men out there, to understand what's going on out here and move accordingly. Understand what's going on out here and move accordingly. So we can see that there's 3,000 comments and almost 6,000 likes, and this woman is sharing her truth. And a couple of things that I noticed is that she said that she quickly recognized it after a few dates. She had a good time in a few dates. I'm gonna say three. I don't know the lady, and she didn't say the number, but I'm gonna assume three. That's my assumption. You can assume something else, because a few to me is three. Otherwise, you would have said a couple. So I always had, I always heard a couple was two, a few was three, and some is four and more. So that's always been my mathematical calculation. Could be wrong, could be right, could be wrong. So she said a few dates, so that's what we're gonna go with. Um, so it took her that long, and she just didn't have this animal magnetism to her. This is why men need to understand this, right? You want to know why? If the ladies want to know why men aren't as romantic, aren't chasing women, aren't trying to go out with you, trying to take you out, want to insist on coffee dates, want to insist on 50-50, want to insist on all this other stuff, walks in the park and cheap dates and not planning things out and this, that, and the other. You want to know why they're doing this and they're behaving this way and seeming sassy and want to be in the soft guy era, is because of this. No, you take me out. You're interested in me, you take me out. This is what guys, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. In fact, I believe that men should be masculine and should project strength but all this. But you can't keep falling for this type of stuff. How many dates did you go on before you realized you didn't want to go anything? And another thing that I noticed is she said she broke it up. Why? Because the guy wanted to go forward. The guy wanted to go forward. So fortunately, she told him, "Listen, it ain't gonna happen," And she, whatever reason, the activization of her animalistic instincts to want to sleep with this dude just wasn't there. So you want to know why guys in their 20s and 30s are going MGTOW monk overseas, dropping out, don't want to take people on dates, going 50-50, you take me out, soft guy era, all that stuff. Here's one of the reasons. You want to know why 50-year-old guys, 40 and 50-year-old guys who have been through the ringer, been through divorce, and who don't want to engage anymore because they don't want to take a woman out and be wasting time on dates, planning dates. I mean, I planned dates. She said she had a good time. I've been planning dates. We're looking forward to you, texting you all the time, doing that kind of stuff, trying to show you because the older guys, 40 and up, still believe in being gentlemen, still believe in all this type of stuff, and still want to show you a good time and want to try to stand out from the last guy. You want us to go through all this, and then here's what you get. And listen, you can't. It's not my job. It's not my intention to say she should change and just go out and enjoy it. Listen, she was absolutely right in what she did. Cut the guy off, let him know what it is, and just keep it moving. So that way he can go on with his life and you can go on with your life. Okay, but you guys, you gotta realize it. You gotta realize it sooner. How do you realize it sooner? You gotta have more phone conversations. You gotta take them out on simple walks in the park. They're not up for a walk in the park, ice cream date, coffee date, a pizza, slice of pizza, a hot dog at some taco truck or taco at a taco truck or whatever, food truck, whatever. Okay, man, you got to keep it moving, man, because there's no sense in planning extravagant dates here, there. First, we're gonna go rock climbing, then we're gonna go whitewater rafting, then we're gonna have a picnic over here for a first date, second date, and meanwhile, you wasted your time, your energy. You gotta understand the room, as it were, and move accordingly. You gotta understand the room and move accordingly. Again, this is not about bashing the ladies. It's about getting the men to understand what's really going on here. So let's take a look at some of these comments here. We really need to start talking about things such as the inability to pair bond, avoiding attachment, arrested development, and self-sabotaging. Am I bleeding? Lord. Freaking, oh God. He didn't activate her trauma. Both of these I end up liking. These women be creating monsters and cry when the boogeyman starts boogieing. What was able to recognize quickly, but still kept going on dates and wasting his time and money. Why keep going on dates if you don't like the person? I believe that's a woman who wrote that. Let's ask her how things went with the man she felt connected with. This is what I'm saying. Like, this. It is my contention that it is the best interest of men that they have a woman who likes them more. This is going to stop all this craziness, right? And I don't blame guys. I don't blame them for saying you got to take me out, and all this, or 50-50. I don't blame guys for saying it. Do I think it's 100% masculine? No. But do I get it? Do I understand the point? Absolutely. The ones that be 50 begging dudes to take them out had your chance. Moral of the story: she has to like you more than you like her. Let me go ahead and like that. The villain origin story. Keep it up. Gito, some women wouldn't even tell you, just drain all your pockets. Bro, I absolutely hate it here. Kept going out with him and spending time with him. She continued to let him spend his money and then dropped him when he wanted to get serious. She saw it after the first date and could have stopped it, but she wanted those dates. This is what guys are seeing. And this is what we're saying, stop spending money, because if that animal magnetism isn't there, it ain't never going to be there. It ain't never going to be there. And I don't want to hear, and I know somebody's always saying, there's always the comment about, I met my husband and he had to, break down my walls, three dates, 4 dates. I wasn't attracted to him at first. How many stories like that in comparison to stories like this? We may never know, but it seems to be that we're telling the stories more. And this is why I think that the people don't like, these man-filled spaces where we can have these conversations and figure out, hey, you going through this? Because these guys presumably don't all know each other. I don't know any of these dudes in this comment section. I don't know these dudes, right? And these are the ones that are comment or didn't just suck their teeth and keep it moving, The epitome of how women think goes back to Adam and Eve. She literally was given the perfect situation by God himself and let the enemy come in and convince her she still was missing out on something more. If you don't arouse her, you're better off without her. Bad boys always get the girl because making her panties wet is the most powerful results you can get. Red flag, she wasn't feeling him because he was too predictable, safe, and wanted drama and insecurity. There's something in here about activating her trauma. He wasn't toxic enough. Nice is not a sought after trait in men. Unfortunately, being nice does not arouse a woman. If she's not aroused by you, forget it. The only thing nice, the only thing nice gets you into the friend zone. This is why guys start. You start turning these guys into monsters and bad boys and all this kind of stuff, right? Uh, there's something in here about it didn't activate her trauma. I thought I heard that one. It's a reason sometimes you can't get into people. It sounds like her womanly intuition was kicking in, but the mind played tricks on her to believe he had everything she needed. I know exactly what she was saying, and I experienced what I thought to be a blessing. Sometimes a little patience and rejection will show you everything you need to know and why you couldn't get into said perfect man. That perfection leaves real quick, and you see them the true flaws and can't be overlooked. Be safe, y'all. So her this lady's statement, which I'm not saying it's 100% invalid that women's, there may be something just a little bit, this guy, that's totally fine, but it's still the guys ought to move correctly and move with some wisdom, you know. So y'all sit back and wait for for the ninja to f up. Let's see what else they say in this. No, that's not what I'm saying. Simply, it'd be a reason behind how some of us feel, and it's not clear right away, but you eventually get your answer. We're all imperfect to our human flesh, but the reason when you're not meant to align with certain people. Yeah, female intuition. Way too many baby mamas out here for this female intuition to be even a real thing. All it does is make you choose wrongly over and over again. And I going back and forth, right? So you got. I mean, this is on Instagram, so I actually saved it. So listen, I just thought this was worth the comment. Again, it's not about bashing women, and maybe female intuition and something may have been off with the dude. Absolutely, but that doesn't preclude men, and it shouldn't stop a man from doing what's best for his pockets, his time, his energy, and his attention. So you want to get to know someone first. Walks in the park, plenty of phone conversations, plenty of video chats. Get to know the person, and all that, and then we'll see where we go from there. And if her head ain't there, then her head ain't there, right? And you got just like she can have female intuition, you can have male intuition as well. So you can have some male intuition and understand, when someone's just trying to drain your pockets and really not into you. Okay, all right, you guys got that. Take care of yourselves. Hit me in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Much love and peace.